Hey there, gamers all around. Welcome, and chaos, everybody. Alright, I just want to make sure we're actually live. Hey, you guys don't need to see that page. I'm live. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little different. I know this game is boring. This game is boring as all is get out, but I actually want to try something a little different here. And I actually don't know if this music is copyright, but we're just gonna go with it. Alright. This is the late at night somber live stream. So this is the live stream. I should probably lower that so I'm not screaming. But yeah. This is the live stream, if I could speak. That's a little bit more somber because I just feel like getting down into the serious levels, serious zones right now. I do not want to be preachy. I don't want to get into this conversation topic specifically for specific reasons I don't want to get into right now at the moment. But I just feel like getting into, like, you know, into playing these types of games. And I will play Doki Doki Literature Club today, but it's not going to be a full Let's Play. I'm not going to play much of it. I don't know how much of it I want to play, but in case it ends up being a full Let's Play, and in case I play all of it, and like, because it might be a thing that's like, oh, I didn't plan to play all of it, but I played all of it anyways, then it's no biggie, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna do a thing, so don't mind me. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna play this. I have played this game before. I've played it a couple of times. It gets kind of, you know, it's the same old. Okay, now I was worried that my computer did something, like crash. Okay, so this game uses audio as part of the play experience. We encourage you to play with your sound on. Thank you for playing. Okay, so this is just a thing that, like, talks about this sort of thing. I don't really want to get too much into it because I don't want to be preachy. And I feel I don't want to say I feel weird, but I feel weird getting into this. But I want to get into this. I want this to be a somber night, and I also want this to be like just a chill night. Like, I don't want all of my games just to be survival or me screaming or me being angry. I want to show a different side tonight. So that's what you'll get into. This game, I will admit, is kind of boring a little bit. Let me set a timer on so that way I know when to stop playing this, because I don't. The same thing with Depression Quest in particular. Depression Quest, I don't plan on playing a full Let's Play of Depression Quest. Watch at your own risk, by the way. And I don't want to get too preachy, but here we'll go right into this. I just want to play this. It is early on Monday morning. You are mid-20s human being. You have a significant other named Alex, who you are rather fond of, that you have been seeing exclusively for the past few months. Oh, also a mature stream, I forgot. The rest of your social circle consists of a variety of friends and acquaintances. I need to speak. Those are words. Some of whom you met at your day job, which is a little boring but pays the rent. You'd like to be doing more with your life, as would your parents, but you're still in the process of figuring out what that means and how to go about it. Okay. Excuse my English there. Okay, so you are also dealing with motivation issues that sometimes makes dealing with these things difficult. You feel like this is probably your fault. On bad days, you can feel inwardly angry and down on yourself for being lazy, but you're not quite sure how you can break out of it, or how other people deal with these feelings and seem so very functional. I'm sorry, I cannot sound more enthused when I read. So maybe I shouldn't be playing Doki Doki Literature Club and Depression Quest for the night, because I mean I have such a monotone voice, but I can't help it. What, you want me to sound like you spend a lot of nights? No, I live in an apartment. I can't sound like that. I don't want to wake my neighbors. You spend a lot of nights fixating on thinking about this, but never seem to do anything about it other than lose sleep. And and this is the game, by the way. This is all that the game is, besides some audio cues and maybe some static every now and then that's it. So this game doesn't have much to offer, but I still think this game is decent enough. Like, it's worth it. It covers a topic that's somber and serious. And anyways, I said I was going to get into this, so I'm just going to get right into this. It's an unseasonably warm Wednesday evening. You spent the past several hours at work. The past week or so, you found your job motivating, flagging more so than usual. You've been in a fog practically all day today, simply going through the motions without realizing even what you've been doing half of the time, and yet it seems to be moving at half speed, if I can read. This is why I can't play Depression Quest, because I can't read. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be somber here, and I'm cracking jokes because that's how I cope. That's how I deal with life. I'm sorry. I should be taking this a little bit more seriously, and I'm not. But okay. Let me get back into the zone, because if I get back into the zone, then I won't be making jokes. You're so checked out that when your boss approaches you to tell you that it's dead and you can go home early, it barely registers. That's happened to me before. As you walk home, the streets hiss from the recent rainfall. You know that your significant other will be in classes until late, another couple hours at least. I wish I had a significant other. You gratefully consider using the surrenderous solitude to catch up on that project. I know I mispronounced that you've been working on haphazardly for the past few months. See, this is where the static comes in, and then this is where choices come into play. But that's because duh, you know, okay. Everyone goes through this differently, so it's not all the same, but it's whatever. Okay. I don't want to get preachy. So as soon as you think about the work that awaits you at home, you can feel the panic creeping in from the back of your brain, unbidden. All you can think of is how incredibly far behind you are, and the amount of work seems nothing less than insurmountable. By the time you arrive home, sorry, I'll be serious, and change out of your uncomfortable work clothes, the stress is weighing down on you like a heavy wet wool blanket. Your computer seems to be staring at you down from your desk. You want to sit down and work, but the mere thought of you trying to work sends your stress level flying more than anything. You feel suddenly and absolutely exhausted and feel a strong desire to simply hide in bed. And then here's are the choices that I got. I can't order some food, grab a drink, and hunker down for a night of work, because that's not an option. That's not something that I can do. Reluctantly sit down at your desk, try to make yourself do something, turn on the TV, telling yourself you just need a quick half hour to unwind from work, crawl into bed, you're so stressed and overwhelmed you can't possibly accomplish anything anyways. Again, everyone is different. I don't want to play something like, I want to play a different playthrough. This is like results, like, well, not results, but how you feel. And then it says you're not taking medicine, you're not taking therapist, or you're not taking a therapist, you're not seeing a therapist. I don't know how you would take a therapist. Dating your therapist. No, don't do that. Okay, I said I'd be serious. I can't help crack jokes. I need to crack jokes. Okay, so I'm gonna reluctantly sit down on my desk. You make a stop at your fridge, turn your favorite playlist on, and sit down to start working. You open the last file you were working on, and as soon as your hands touch the keyboard, your mind goes blank. It usually helps me personally whenever I put on my playlist on and then I get food. And yeah, that helps me work. That's not me, not the main character, but whatever. I don't want to get preachy about it because this is different for everybody, so duh. Okay. All the motivation and ideas you had when you arrived home vanish in a flash. Your brain seizes up and you find yourself physically incapable of any sort of productive thought. You take a break to loosen up, popping into your email, Twitter, email inbox, and Twitter, various other internet-based distraction fodder. I can't sound any more enthused. Frustratingly, this pattern continues throughout the course of the evening. As soon as you try to focus on work, your brain diverts all its energy away from the task at hand. While you keep flipping back to your work, you find the sheer mental efforts involved in keeping your brain focused is overwhelming and tiring. I am so sorry. Hold on. Don't do that. Okay. A few Twitter arguments, YouTube videos, and sparse amounts of actual work later. Your playlist flips back to track 1, and the ice in your glass has all but melted. Diluting the last dregs of the Coke you were nursing, non-sponsored. You look at the clock and realize that a few hours have passed since you sat down to work, and you've made I can't speak. Negligible progress? No, you made no progress. Okay, I'm just gonna say no progress because I obviously can't pronounce that. I can just wake up tomorrow and catch up. I can wake up early tomorrow and catch up. You think to yourself as you climb into bed, even though you know that never actually happens. Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing that says not currently taking medicine and not seeing a therapist. Spend a large amount of sleep in, hating yourself, very little energy and motivation. Yes, that's a real thing. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to get preachy, so I'm not gonna talk about my life. Although I easily would. It's a mild Friday afternoon. Mild Friday afternoon. Okay. You mean like weather-wise it's a mild Friday afternoon, or is it like work-related mild Friday afternoon? I don't know. Alex calls you from one of her classes, telling you that there's going to be a really awesome birthday party tonight at her apartment that one of her roommates is throwing. You've hung out with this roommate a few times with Alex, and you get along well enough, but aren't particularly close. You don't have work in the morning and have nothing else in particular to do tonight. You're feeling kind of run down, but you have been fatigued most of the time lately. I am really over-exaggerating here when I'm reading. I can't... Whenever I read something, it doesn't have to be from my computer. It can be a book, it could be a card, it could be anything. Whenever it is that I read, It's always so monotone. I always sound so flat. And I don't mean to. I just can't help it. And like, sometimes when I speak, you know, I speak at work, I'm like, hi! How can I help you today? I can't help it. Like, ugh. People think I'm rude. I can't help my voice. How monotone I sound. I can't help it. What do you want me to do? Sound really annoying? No, I can't do that. And I'm not going to. I'd be fired really fast. Okay. So that's why I don't do that. Okay, okay. So you mentioned that you're feeling ill because you're not sure how else to explain these feelings to someone else, and say that you aren't sure that you can make it tonight. It's kind of lying. There's a second of silence over your phone, but you can swear you can hear the sound of your partner's face fall. She tries to convince you anyways. You haven't seen her this week, and she sounds pretty insistent that you come over. She even drops a few suggestive worded hints that you can stay over with them tonight after the party. What do you do? Shake off your funk and go have a good night with your girlfriend. And yeah, I wish I could do that. I was never able to do that. I never have that option open, but I understand given circumstances. Agree to go, say that you're really just not feeling well and can't make it. I don't want to lie more to my significant other. And hold on 1 second. To my fake significant other in the game. Again, I'm making jokes. Alright, so I'm gonna agree to go. And this is where the audio comes in. There's a background noise for the location of wherever it is that you are at, and then the static is down here. You agree to go even though you're not really, oh my god. Even though you're really not feeling social. Doi. You know it's important to Alex and you'd like to see her. Seeing her does make you feel better sometimes, and you hope that this is the case tonight, even if it does mean dealing with all of the usual social anxiety. Tell me about it. the time to roll See, this is why I don't play a game that requires me to read all that much, because I'd be screwing over my own sentence, and I'm reading. And as it's supposed to be a somber night, so I need to stop it with the jokes. I mean, I know I'm a funny guy, haha. But yeah, okay, I need to stop. And funny gal, I should say, not guy, but whatever. Time to leave rolls around, and you grab your overnight bag. Alex's apartment is a short walk away, and there are already people hanging out on the porch. You feel your chest tighten as you approach the building and try to steel your nerves. You quickly find your partner chatting away with the birthday girl, and Alex immediately lightens up when she sees you. Oh, so happy you came. I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it. That's my character, okay? I'm gonna be really awful for Doki Doki Literature Club, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, it's gonna be a little better because I'll be characterizing characters instead of reading like this. Okay, young man taps on her shoulder, and then she turns back to you to apologize and let you know they have to do something for the party. Alex hands you a beer and plans to kiss on your cheek before going off to deal with whatever came up. Yeah, kiss on your cheek. I was totally going to say that. As you look around, you don't see anyone else you recognize. Awkwardly stand in the same spot, unsure of what else to do. That's totally me in a party. I can't help it with the jokes. I said I would stop making jokes, but I can't. Okay, I can't. I should be taking this game seriously. Whenever I usually play this game, I usually take it seriously. I am taking it seriously. I'm making fun of both myself here and of the options. But I'm trying not to, because I know this is a real thing, and I'm trying not to laugh, okay? I'm laughing at my jokes, not at the game. But the problem is I'm making jokes. I just feel weird. I just feel weird. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because this is serious. It's the whole point of it being somber. Okay, I'm trying to get back in the zone. Okay, I'm in the zone, but problem is I'm also making jokes, because that's me. Okay, put your bag in Alex's room and avoid the crowd in there for a while. I totally get that. Cling to the back wall, sip your beer, and wait for a girlfriend to return. Proceed to drink in earnest, hoping it makes you less uncomfortable. Okay. I believe I did these two before, so I'm gonna choose proceed to drink in earnest, hoping it makes you less uncomfortable. Oh, I might end up drunk. After Alex walks away, you're not quite sure what to do with yourself. Scanning the party for familiar faces yields nothing, and you're not sure where your girlfriend or the birthday girl got off to. You look at the beer in your hand. You know you care a lot less about everything in general when tipsy, but you know you should avoid getting drunk and possibly emotional. So I'm not gonna get drunk. Okay. You know, that's kind of odd. I would think. Never mind. I was gonna say something stupid, so never mind. You quickly down the beer, hoping that it would loosen you up a little. You down a few more as quickly as your stomach will let you handle the carbonation comfortably and wait for it to take effect. By the time it does, Alex has already returned and is introducing you to new people. However, all that drinking accomplished was making you even more tired and unfocused, and you stick to your girlfriend for the rest of the night, staying fairly quiet in group conversations. Yeah, that sounds like me too. Later that night, as the two of you are both tipsy and dozing off, Alex cuddles up to you and lightly slurs, "I'm really glad you came up to you." I totally read that wrong. I read going up instead of turned up. It works out perfect anyways, because alright, whatever. To be honest, I really didn't think you show. It really cool you did, really. You know she meant it lovingly, but you're not quite sure how you feel about that statement. And I'm making fun. I'm just making fun of lightly slurs, okay? I'm just trying to make her sound drunk, because I want to. It's not funny to me, but it's funny to me because it's in a video game. It's a little afternoon on a muggy Saturday. Oh, muggy Saturdays. I know what that's like. Your mother has come over for a surprise visit. Oh no, Mom! Claiming loudly that she doesn't see you enough, so she decided to invite herself over. As you converse, she walks around your place. You get the distinct impression that you're being inspected. "So what's going on with you lately?" she asked abruptly. Taken somewhat aback by this left fielder, you tell her you're not sure what she means. She repeats the question, saying that you haven't seemed like yourself lately. She gestures to the dirty dishes piling in the sink and notes the fact that you haven't called or visited in a while. Yeah, that'll do it for you. Your retice only seems to spur her on more. She pressures you, asking if you're having problems at work or with Alex, and you're beginning to feel increasingly battered by her sudden well-mannering but overwhelming inquisition. Just tell your mom. Alright, well, under her questions, you become increasingly uncomfortable. You want to be able to explain to her how you've been feeling, but the truth is, you're not really sure yourself. I've been there, done that. Okay, so nothing horrific has happened at work or with your significant other or friends or anything like that, but all the same, you can't deny that lately you've just felt drained and as though you're not really here. You wish you could tell your mother these things, but she hasn't been approachable about negative emotions in the past. She is the kind of person who holds the opinion that the solution to any problem is to simply try harder and retain a positive attitude, a stance that has reared its head in past conversations when you've begun to explore the subject with her. I guess maybe you shouldn't be honest with her, with that type of person. You know she's unlikely to be understanding and you feel the energy drain out of you when you imagine what would happen if you managed to blurt out everything that you are feeling. So I'll just tell her everything is fine. I'm okay, Mom, really. Thank you for worrying about me. Thanks for worrying about me. Your mother looks at you from across the room with furrowed brows. And you wonder if the tone in your voice was the least bit concerning. She slightly opens her mouth as though she was about to say something more, but instead she digs through her purse for her cell phone, having apparently decided against it. Well, as long as you're okay, honey, her voice trails. As your mother returns to what amounts to more or less small talk, you realize that this part of the conversation has happened a lot recently. Someone will express concern for you or ask if you're okay out of seemingly nowhere. You tend to find that it's simpler to just declare that you're okay than find the right words for complicated and murky feelings. Besides, since none of them are in reaction to a specific event, maybe you really are okay and just complaining about nothing anyway. Sometimes when you insist that you're okay to those who ask, you have to wonder if you're trying to convince them or yourself. Been there, done that. Okay. It is a lazy Sunday morning. Just sleep in. Just ignore phone calls. I said I would take the game seriously. Alright, you are idly checking around online as your phone rings. Sam, a coworker of yours that you're friendly with, asks how you are and makes hurried small talk with you. You typically only ever talk to him on the phone when one of you needs a shift covered, so it's slightly awkward. You're waiting in anticipation for him to ask you to come in on short notice when he veers the conversation in a completely different direction. How do you feel about cats? He asks. Mine had kittens a few weeks ago, and I'm having an awfully hard time finding a home for the last one of the litter. You don't have any pets, right? Oh, give me cats. Give me the kitty. I love cats. I love all the animals. And dogs too. Snakes are no. It takes you a moment to process this new information, and you're caught off guard as he begins to earnestly try to sell you on the idea of taking the last kitten off of his hands. It's not something that you had specifically considered before, but he seems fairly insistent. She's a real sweetheart, really loves people. She's got all shots. She got all her shots already taken care of, and the vet says she's healthy as a horse. I can bring her over by your place tonight if you're interested. You look around your apartment and try to picture a cat in it as he continues to tell you about how cute she is. You tell him that this is all kind of sudden and that you don't have anything for a kitten set up here. Oh, don't worry about that. I can bring over a litter box and a food and all that, since you'd really be helping me out of a fix. It's the least I can do. I just don't want to have to put her in a shelter. You can't help but feel like you're being guilt-tripped, but you decided to give it some serious consideration. It's a cat, come on. I mean, I know it in this situation, it's just a video game, but I have feelings, but it's just a video game, so I just gonna walk away. It does get awfully lonely around your apartment, and it might feel less empty with a cat around. However, since you've been feeling so down, it might not be a good idea to take on the responsibility of a cat, even if they are fairly low maintenance. What do? Take the cat knowing full well that you can't take great care of it. That's crossed off because that's not an option I could do. And then number 2 is also crossed off. Decline, even though you'd be totally capable of taking care of it. You're not much of a cat person. What? Become a cat owner. You could use the companionship, or decline. You're not in a good enough place to be taking on more responsibility right now, or decline. You don't like cats. Who doesn't like cats? I mean, there are people out there who don't like cats, but seriously, like, no. Alright, I'm gonna take on the cat. You accept the offer of the kitten and hang up shortly after making arrangements for when your coworker can drop her off tonight. You're not entirely sure what to expect, and you spend the rest of the night researching cat care online and trying to think of a name. The evening rolls around and you hear a knock at your door, startling you out of reading Wikipedia entirely too hard. Jamie, that's her name. Her name is Jamie, in my mind. Jamie the cat. You take possession of a small, terrified black and white kitten in a carrier. Oh, along with everything you need to start taking care of her. You take her into your bedroom, close the door, and open the door to the carrier excitedly. She cowers in the back of it, and you back off. Feeling slightly defeated, you remember what you researched on introducing a kitten to a new home and leave her alone to go mess around on your computer. Hopefully checking over your shoulder every so often to see if she has come out yet. Yeah, because female cats in particular are very shy. I know because I had both a female kitty and a male kitty, so that's how I know. She hides inside her carrier periodically making sorrowful cat howls long enough for you to start worrying that she already doesn't like you. But by the time you go to bed, she's curled up at the foot of it, eyeing you nervously before falling asleep. Over the next few days, you gain her trust, and she begins affectionately following you around, sleeping on you, hopping on you anytime you sit down to do some work. Aww, because that's a cat for you. Okay, so it's late Friday afternoon, and quitting time's just around the corner. A bright, clear day has given way to a still, temperate evening, so it's been a week. You can hear your coworker all around you anxiously making plans for their evenings and weekends, but you're really looking forward to just going home and resting after what's turned out to be a very long and taxing work week. Okay, last stretch. Just before the end of your shift, you get a call from Alex. It seems a group of your mutual friends are heading out to a nearby pub for dinner and drinks to celebrate the end of the week, and they want to know if you'd like to come along. You tentatively tell her that you're emotionally exhausted from the work week, and a social outing like that would just take too much out of you today. You encourage her to go and have a good time, since you know it's been a while since she's gone out with friends, but the effort feels futile since you know that she isn't going to go without you. A couple hours later, the two of you find yourselves in a familiar position on the couch watching comedy shows on Netflix. A box of pizza opens on the coffee table in front of you. As you look across the couch at her, you start to feel anxious. You feel bad about effectively forcing the two of you to stay in tonight again. While you are always appreciative of your partner's efforts to take your feelings into account and help make sure you're socially comfortable, you sincerely worry that you're holding her back from enjoying a more fulfilling relationship. Yeah, you shouldn't, if you have, I mean, I get what this game is trying to go with, and I don't want to be preachy about it and say that, like, even if you're depressed, you have to go out with your girlfriends or boyfriends or significant other or whoever it is to go out with friends. I just have feelings it's more so about friends, and like, you know, like, okay, Alex called you up, and again, this is just a game, not to be taken seriously, but it's trying to, I know what it's trying to do. It's trying to show the side of like, oh, you're withdrawing yourself because you're depressed. Yes, that's a thing. I'm not trying to deny that, but like, I don't know. I don't want to be preachy about it, so I'm not gonna. While she does seem to enjoy spending time with you, as the two of you sit in comfortable, almost contented silence watching old shows you've seen 2 or 3 times before, you ever increasingly fear. Your ever increasing fear that your relationship is becoming one-sided weighs more and more heavily on you. Okay, so okay. I had to read that a couple times. You feel more than ever like a burden or words to her, and it's virtually impossible for you to see what value you could possibly offer to her in return. Worst of all, this nagging fear has made you feel more self-conscious than ever, withdrawing her in words, and you start to pull away, even from Alex herself. What do? You know, despite the bad times, your girlfriend sincerely loves you. Relationships are a two-way street, and you resolve to always be there for her like she has been for you. Yeah, I can't pick that, though. Tell Alex how important she is to you, and enjoy your evening. I so like that choice. I never had the option to choose that choice, but that I know what the game's trying to do here. So that maybe one day when I'm playing this game off screen, I'll be able to pick that. But okay, so ask Alex if she's happy with your relationship. Don't say anything. Are you worried about her being upset with you? Okay, so I would normally pick 2. But I'll go with this. You look over at Alex, who hasn't noticed you watching her yet, and you try to parse the expression on her face. You worry that it's one of her sheer boredom and bare tolerance. You wonder if she's thinking about all the fun things she could have been doing tonight if she wasn't trapped on this couch with you, ordering from one of the same 3 takeout places you've always ordered from. A sense of disappointing her creeps over you as you picture what the night could have been if you had just accepted the invitation she had made earlier. I know this is a pretty boring Friday night for you. Are you happy being with me? Being like this? She turns to look at you, forehead wrinkled. Why do you ask me that so often? You feel her body stiffen and pull away from yours just a little. Well, I mean, you start, but are unable to try to think of how to answer that. The grammar. It's probably silly, but it's reassuring when I hear that we're on the same page. I want to make sure I'm right for you. I know it's not what you'd usually be up to. I don't know. I guess I kind of worry that you're getting bored sometimes. Never mind. I'm gonna go with, I guess I get kind of worried you get bored. Alex sighs. Look, if that was the case, I would let you know. I don't think you're boring. You're more of a homebody than I am. I'm learning how to deal with it. Oh, you shouldn't change for your significant other, but okay. Deal with it? You think, repeating it in your mind. Does she see you as a problem to be dealt with? You try to pick her reply apart in your mind, and all your conclusions lead to your previous worry that you're holding her back. You begin thinking that the phrasing was chosen without too much deliberation, and that despite her attempts at reassuring you, this slip of the tongue revealed her true feelings. As you picture how much fun she would be having right now if you had only accepted her invitation and managed to somehow get over your reservations and anxieties, despite not knowing how you would go about that. She cuddles back to you. Thanks for putting up with me, you say, staring at the TV without her watching it. She sighs in response. Okay, so I'm gonna end this game right here. Oh, I could just press escape and did that. I've never seen this menu before. I'm just gonna exit the game. I'm getting tired of reading with the piano music in the background that I have no idea if that was copyrighted music to begin with. I know this is late to the party, and I know there's a better game out there that's like 0.20 of this game. It's Doki Doki Literature Club, but it's Doki Doki Literature Club as well as, you know, some other stuff. And this is one of those interesting games, whereas you actually go into the files. Spoilers. But I don't think I actually have a save for this. I have a save in the other account on this computer. So I don't actually have a save on this account. And no, I'm not playing a full Let's Play unless I actually end up playing a full Let's Play of it on accident. Because that is possible. If it runs without crashing, hopefully. And this is a somber night, and I can be more light-hearted in this. I can make jokes with this because this is, I mean, it's still a serious game, but it's less serious. I mean, I don't know how to put it like that. It's still a serious game because it still covers like topics, but this is something I can actually make jokes about and crack jokes about with, because this is actually psychological horror, not like somber, but it still counts in somber lane or somber road or whatever we want to call it. And there's even mods that, you know, if you really want it to be somber, there's different mods you could play as, you know, like the fans have created for this game that I'm aware of. You know, like, you know, I don't have any mods downloaded, sadly, but if I did, you know, I'd be definitely playing with that. And there we go. I was really worried that it was gonna crash. Okay, oh man, that warning was on there for like a second, but then it disappeared. It was saying this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. That's what that warning was all about. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna get into this. I can't continue because that was on the other account. Okay, so I had to think of voices because now it's voice acting now. It's like manga kind of, sort of. Alright, so I don't want to sound like everybody else for all the characters, because I've seen Let's Plays. So I'm gonna try to differentiate from everybody else, but at the same time I might be awful, because some of these voices I can't really do. Okay. Hey! It definitely sounds like someone someone's definitely did that voice. Okay, so I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attentions you might draw to herself. That girl is Saori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Since we were kids? I mean, okay, well, whatever. I don't want to judge. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently. And I would get tired of waiting up. I also don't like the main character in this. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. I really don't like the main character. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let walk and let Sayori catch up to me. Thank you for using a crosswalk and not jaywalking. Ah! I overslept again! But I caught up to you this time! Oh. Test play. Oh, because I didn't... Wait. Oh my god! I didn't put a name! It didn't give me an option to put in the name. Oh no. Skip after choices, skip unseen text. Windows, full screen. Can I do full screen? Oh, I can. Oh, that's so much better. I don't know if that's better for you guys. Let me check something. Is that better? I can't tell because I don't have 2 monitors. So we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so full screen, skip after choices, or skip unseen text. I'm not doing either of those because I hadn't played this before. Okay, that is settings, but okay. No. The help file's been opened in your browser. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's hilarious. That I want full screen because I liked it full screen. Oh man, that means if I play it full screen for the whole game on accident, there's gonna be some things that I'm gonna be seeing that's gonna be sensitive to me because, oh no. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, there's also jump scares I forgot about. But it's not like FNAF. If it was, I'd be more concerned. Okay, so I'm just gonna not worry about. I think they might ask you about the name later, so I'm not gonna worry about the name. Okay, so I've already read this. I caught you this time. Okay, maybe that's maybe only because I decided to stop and wait for you. That's so mean. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean. Greens Gaming. That's what I'm gonna say. The name shouldn't be Test Play. It should be Greens Gaming. I don't know how to edit that. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Oh, come on. That would not be Greens Gaming then, because that's not my character, but that's my main character as I'm stuck with, so whatever. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. Yeah, the straws definitely become more speculated with other students. By the way, Greens Gaming, GG. Have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? Yes, I love clubs. Is that an anime club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I don't like this main character. I get if you want to focus on schooling. Like, if you want to focus on your homework, and I get it if you're, like, dealing with other problems in your life. Like, I get that. But, like, what? Extracurricular activities, if I could speak proper English. Clubs? Yes. I haven't been looking either. Douchebag. I'm just gonna call you douchebag instead of Test Play. That's my joke side. don't take it seriously. That's not true! You told me you wanted to join the club this year! Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she goes on about. I don't like this character. Main character. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Sounds like me, but also doesn't sound like me. Uh-huh. I was talking about how worried that you... what? I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize, have any skills before college. I can speak. Yeah. Also, if this is Japan, it should be before high school, but never mind. Well, their college is high school, so never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I feel stupid. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? I said that totally in the wrong voice, but... And I'm gonna shush now because I know nothing about the other side of the world, so I'm gonna shush. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because she's awesome. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. She sounds like me. A little. I exaggerate when I write. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. I don't know why I said it like that. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Good choice. Hello? Sayori! Oh shit, that was me. I said that like that was Sayori calling herself. Okay, Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I was looking around and realized that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom and I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? She sounds awfully like me. I say you know a lot. Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to join your club. Douchebag. Meanie. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Probably. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. That sounds like something I would totally join too. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. I had to make sure that, okay, that's good. I have interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Yeah, sometimes it is. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. Good for her. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki makes cupcakes and everything. I don't know if it's Natsuki or Natsuki, so apologies for mispronunciation. It could be interchangeable, and I don't know, so apologies. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. Idiots! Go to the club with her! If it was me, I'd go to the club with her. I let out a long sigh. This idiot. I wish he had a face so I could slap him. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? For the cupcake! Yes! Let's go! She sounds like me. She sounds like me. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. What is wrong with this guy? This is the main character. What is wrong with him? Or her? Dejectedly follow reluctantly, maybe? Follow Sayori across the school and upstairs. Section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Looks like it's on the first floor, but I'll gloss over that. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! Okay, so now I had to make up voices for other characters. I told you, don't call me a new member! Eh? I glanced around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Everyone has that voice for her. I can't help myself. Sayori always says nice things about you. She sounds like that. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah! GG! I'm just gonna ignore that as test. I'm gonna ignore test play and I'm just gonna replace it with GG just because A, it's funny, B, it stands for Greens Gaming. So, GG! What a nice surprise! Welcome to the club! All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Okay, so I had to assume that the main character is a guy. What are you looking at? You want to say something, say it! Sorry. Natsuki, I don't know how to pronounce it. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Judgy, I can't even speak. Judgy McJeverson. That close enough. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear. Oh, whoops. And then turns back towards the other girls. Hell, I can make jokes on this one. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori, Natsuki, or Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Gigi. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, player. Some player you are. Basically completely out of my league. Let's just say I have feelings about guys. Particularly guys who I used to call Sanji. Like Sanji guys. I don't call them that anymore. But particularly all I mean by that is just guys that like every single girl. And I don't call them that either because A, I don't want to get copyright striked, and B, I'm further in the anime. Yes, I watch One Piece. That's what this tattoo is. But yeah, I'm further in the anime. I don't want to spoil anything, but I went further into his arc, and now I've changed my mind, you know, about him as a character in particular, and I don't want to go down that route, so let's go. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Gigi. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? I'm already forgetting the voices for all these characters. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. They don't. The animations did not change. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica, one space next to Sayori. Natsuki, Natsuki, and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki, Natsuki grabbed a wrap tray, and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki, Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Adorable. The whiskers are drawn with icings, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. That also sounds like me, except for I would make cookies. And I want to beef up my baking skills to make cupcakes, so that definitely sounds like me. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica, then I follow. It's delicious! Wait, I probably should have said that. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and already has managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for a best angle to take a bite. Just take a bite. There's no best angle to take a bite in the cupcake. A cupcake is a cupcake. Okay, Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Sneaking glasses. Yeah, glasses sneak around, apparently. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this haven't I heard this somewhere before? Oh no! The game acknowledges that I have played this before. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for you. No, you, dummy. Alright. Baka! I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. I also watched a sub version of One Piece. That's how I know that. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. We laughing the whole playthrough now. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... I insulted Yuri. Insulted. Yuri looks away. I totally misread that. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me. I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So I made you consider the literature club. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. You know, if it was me, I wouldn't have a problem telling Monica, yes, I like to write, I write poetry, I write fanfic, I write creative stories, I write autobiographies, I write practically everything you can think of that's in the book. Except for maybe Lemons. But I don't want to get in there. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so I really don't like this character. This main character I don't like. That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Ah ha ha, well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. That's all the clubs are. I'm sorry, that's all that the clubs are. When you're managing a club, that's all that clubs are. I'd much rather take something I'd personally enjoy and make something special out of it. That makes sense too. I'm doing what I love and trying to turn it into a career. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all of their effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You had to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! I already screwed up. I messed up. I forgot some of their voices. I only did one live stream for one night, and I already forgot their voices. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining, though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. I know I would. So, GG, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, I wish they would give me an option to choose, because I like reading and writing. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. This idiot. No, I don't like this main character. Can we change this main character that I'm playing? Just make it The Sims 3. I'm customizing my own character in this game. I'll be right back. Manga. Yeah. No. I have a whole list of reading stuff, like books that I like, genres and whatnot, including comics and manga. Manga happens to be one of them. Well, I haven't started reading manga. I want to. Okay. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. You gotta read. So we girls are interested in too. I mean, not all girls, but that's what I'm interested in too. Give me a good book and I'll be your best friend. That's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I can relate. But you know, I like a lot of things. I can relate to that too. I want to start my manga, what I call research, quote unquote. It's like my comic research. Basically, just means I read manga or comics. So I did it one step at a time. Okay. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. I totally read that in the wrong voice, by the way. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yes, I know what that's like. I've done it before in fanfics. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. I don't like this main character. I just want to say here, I don't like this main character. This main character is a slacker. I don't like slackers. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock, and that's why I don't like this main character. Can I create my own character, please? Because I want a real conversation with Yuri! And Natsuki or Natsuki, and Yuri, and maybe Monica. I say maybe Monica for a reason. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. It's very true. I hate horror. Don't say that! Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Or Natsuki. What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as good as you are. Okay. Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I guess that's impressive. I write poems? I mean, I didn't write poems in a long time. Because I guess back then, I wasn't in a good spot mentally. So I just wrote poems as my escape. And I hadn't returned to writing poems since then. But I wrote poems. I wrote literature, guys. Come on. Let me show my poems in real life to Literature Club. That's why I wanted to play this game. Alright, why don't you share them sometime? Oh, why don't you share them sometime? That was me. Ugh. No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels, Natsuki. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. That's also how I developed my passion for writing, is writing poetry. Well, really, it was because of a teacher, but I don't want to get into it. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers, or Natsuki. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other, strengthen the bond of the club. I'm getting really into this, so it is possible that I could be playing this entire Let's Play in one live stream just by accident, because I'm getting into this already, like, so much so, but that's because I like manga, and I also like literature, or I like anime, I also like literature, and this is really hitting home for me, so I might just play all of it in one Let's Play. So there you have it. Isn't that right? That's GG. Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Story may have convinced me to stop by, but never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. GG. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. And I know it's not pervert, but how am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Again, the stupid guy that likes every chick. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment with a poem to bring to the next meeting we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. GG, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really express the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I don't have mediocre writing skills. Ugh. I've been writing for years. Ugh. You pick it up back up. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, GG, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Yuri and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day of school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of those girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, so if you see me take pictures... Okay, you see me take pictures of this, it's because, I like to, like, think of, like, poems for, like, every single word that's in the sentence. Because, like in this, it would say, hey, pick one word. But, like, for me, I would, like, come up with a poem for all of them. You know? But, because I have poems that I've made from this game. And then the word that they gave me is like in bold or italics because I like poetry. I wrote poetry in a long time. Poof. Fireworks, loud hair, extraordinary calm, eternity, feather, philosophy, death. Okay. I think I'm not gonna take pictures, but I'm very much into literature. Okay, so I like Sayori. Sayori's nice. Yuri is also my thing as well. So I'm just gonna go with Sayori. I don't know. Eternity? No, that's Yuri. Games, chocolate, milk, lucky. Intellect, rain cloud, special, comfort, clumsy, or secretive. I'm gonna go clumsy. Clouds, unending, hopeless, pure, waterfall, holiday, whirlwind, shopping, hurt, disoriented. Pure. Oh. Okay, well. Dance, Doki Doki, romance, bliss, pain, beauty, destiny, lust, headphones, electricity. So let's just go with what I would pick then, and then because I don't think it matters at this point. I'm gonna save right here. Oh, I do have a save. Fine, I'll overwrite. Okay, and then return. Okay. I'm just gonna pick whatever it is that I want to pick, and I'm gonna worry about the characters. I'll do pain. Question, breathe, misfortune, promise, cute, in trophy. Vacation, memories, that, and defeat. Okay, so let me look up words that you should never be on your phone when you're live streaming for YouTubers out there, but I need Google for a second. Okay. Ah. So I will pick this. Uncontrollable, pout, whistle, Valentine, warm, determination, insight, fun, scar scraper, suicide. Scar scraper. Sorry, there's some words on here that I don't know. At least for the poem thing. I'll learn vocab then, I guess. Oh, that a video game reference in a video game. Okay, that's funny. That's actually funny. And I know that that's technically 2 video game references in a video game. Don't judge me. Crimson, melancholy, color, fear, tragedy, shame, despise, empty, grief, and alone. Oh, okay. You know, when I was younger, I would pick tragedy. I'll go with color, because that's the only thing that's, like, cheerful. Fester, sparkle, infallible, swimsuit, socks, vertigo, childhood, judgment, cheer, kitty. Ooh. I go with sparkle. Sunset, ribbon, precious, meager, bed, family, contamination, analyst, friends, and ocean. Ooh, sunset, or friends, and or ocean. Ooh. Sunset? Okay. Agonizing, peaceful, frightening, sing, papa, unstable, peace, disarray, massacre, and pleasure. I know I should be choosing these, like, quicker. But I'm choosing the words based off of what I would pick now. I know I'm supposed to be thinking about which ones I wanted to impress, you know, and which words I want to pick to choose to go on their path, but I don't think it matters, as I've seen the Let's Play, so I'm gonna do what I would pick. So, peaceful, papa, masquerade, or pleasure. I'll do peaceful. Vicarious, jump, smile, wonderful, incapable, mouse, hop, flee, laugh, and unrestrained. I'm gonna pick incapable. Fantasy, email, anime, dream, disown, fickle, nightgown, misery, amazing, playground. Ooh. Playground, dream, or amazing? Or anime? What one would I choose? I'm gonna go dream. Imagination, sweet, skipping, flower, vibrant, puppy, captive, twirl, jumpy, or pink. Twirl. Universe, horror, marshmallow, embrace, passion, unrequited, summer, scars, tears, or sadness. Unrequited, as I like unrequited. Hey, well, okay. It depends. It depends. It depends. I'm just gonna say it depends. Awesome. Explore. Explode. That's not explore. That's explode. Fluffy. Graveyard. Climax. Portrait. Anxiety. Dazzle. Shiny. Nature. Ooh, shiny. Portrait. Flying. Atone. Aura. Art. Ambient, extreme, kiss, marriage, landscape, or broken. Attune. Someone else besides Yuri! Melody, candy, bunny, anger, covert, desire, sticky, love, incurgent, happiness. Incurgent. I'm learning. Ooh. I'll do desire.
Stop, Jerry! Jerry, we get along so well.
We're like this. Existence, sensation, fireflies, depression, cheeks, daydream, adventure, lollipop, forgive, heaven sent. Oh, okay. Existence. Okay, well, whatever. I don't care anymore. Lazy, uncanny, whisper, prayer, hope, spitting, party, raindrops, time, and vitality. I'll do raindrops. Disaster, inferno, treasure, essences, parfait, silly, vivid, nibble, rose, and charm. Treasure. Yes. Hi again, Gigi. I'm just gonna ignore test play. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Gigi. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Like, she's on my good side too. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between, say, Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm just gonna call her Natsuki, you know, it could be interchangeable. Or Natsuki or Natsuki. Don't worry, guys. GG always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. I've got boobs just like you. But oh, okay. That's me making jokes. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Okay, well, the video game character is a male. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. See, I can do male voices. I can do some male voices. Depending on who is the who is the character. Since there are most male characters I actually can't do, but I can do male characters better than I can do female characters. It's saying something, but that's because I have a deeper voice than usual, you know, so, okay. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Gigi can become good friends too. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. I love to read. Give me the book, Yuri. I would read it. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Yes, I would love that. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, Thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sari and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging in the around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Seems like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Gotta look away! Those awkward first crushes that you have is like, and then their eyes just meet, and then you're like, ah! I wasn't looking at you. See, I'm cracking jokes now because I'm not playing a too serious game. I mean, this game is still serious at some level, but we're not there yet. She sneaks around. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. Yeah, don't lie to her. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's about it? What's it about, anyways? Spoilers! You don't do that! No! Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous eye-looking symbol in the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by those people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's called spoilers! That's kind of dark, isn't it? Main character is a coward. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Well, some of the best books have dark turns. Sometimes. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Gigi? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I haven't read enough horror to know if I like horror. I mean, I read one book of horror. I want to reread that book when I get a copy of it myself. But, like, there are great authors that write horror. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. She liked most of the words I chose for my poem, even though she wasn't the person I was trying to go with. I would totally click with her though, despite that. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a new perspective. When horrible things happen, not because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophies they believe in, if I can read. Suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive ones for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling again, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. I am definitely a Yuri. And a Sayori. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing film my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. That is so me too! So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That is me with my best friends. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Okay, so it does dictate which character you're gonna go with. I wanted to pick the words I wanted to choose, not who I wanted to impress. Oh well. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Soka. I totally mispronounced that. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over the shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Okay. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean... Oh my god, I can't read. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, okay. A nice visual effect. Yuri takes her left arm, holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after flipping it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Oh god. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own violation. We continued the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Oh god. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Mature stream, guys. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Why would you say that? You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses all of the things that she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I could see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscence of some of your mannerism. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but Gigi, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that as kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's time we share today's poems with each other. That took so much longer than I thought it would. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. What? Why were you waiting in the first place? Yuri exhaled, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Come on, dude. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Siri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Siri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can only see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki, Natsuki, and Yuri are reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Sayori. I'm definitely more comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. Yeah, she's my friend. She's my good friend, after all. This is a good poem, Gigi. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. You know, that's the exact opposite of what I would say. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Gigi. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I always read that in the wrong voice. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all, yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Aww. Click outside poem area to continue. Oh, okay. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I really don't like this main character. Be nice! I forgot to do it last night. I love that poem. Hold on, I want to see if I can... Aww. Okay. I wanted a picture of that, but I'm sure there's pictures online. Okay. That's my favorite Doki Doki Literature Club poem. It's Sayori's poem. That's the reason why I chose Sayori first, because that's my favorite poem out of all the ladies. Out of all days, all the ladies, that's my favorite poem. First day, Sayori. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. So what? Maybe she has a hard time getting up out of bed, and I love that poem. I love that poem. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. It is bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I don't want to, but I guess I'll show Monica. Hi, Gigi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I have to. But I guess I have to. Haha. Don't worry, Gigi. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's sort of a barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Yeah, I got over my barrier when I first started writing poems. I know that feel. Great job, Gigi. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Is it now? I want to read my poem so I know what I actually wrote. Cause I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of words on there that I picked that I liked. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Can I actually see what I wrote? I mean, I know the answer is no, but I want to see what I actually wrote. I guess I underestimated you. Okay, so I impressed Monica, apparently. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Ah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Me too. That's why we would click. If she existed, she would be like my BFFF. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. That's also a thing that I like. That clicks. I'm very much mix of a Yuri and a Sayori. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure no one near her level yet. Oh, I'm nowhere near. Okay, sorry. I misread that. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. And then I did poetry and discovered, hey, I like writing. So I write. I don't write poetry, but I write. I write a lot of other literature stuff. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of style. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I had to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. And then this is another good one. Hole in the wall, couldn't have been me. See the direction, the spackle produce? Nosy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know, I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like film left out in the sun. But it's too late, my retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Could have just said, or she. So what do you think? I mean, you got the gender wrong, but, okay. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Hello? Who you're talking to? It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty much popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of an epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Because you're a video game character. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other? Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. So just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That's solid advice. I actually do that all the time. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, it'll just get a dark puddle of ink. Ha ha ha. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I'll go to Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? I write poetry. I write fanfic. I write my own autobiography. I write fictional stories. Like I write it all. A through C, skip the lemon. Because let's just say I have feelings about that. Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Because I have in real life. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Yeah, because I wrote poetry before. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I had an emo writing phase, I should tell you guys that. I think the most noticeable thing I notice in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. Very true. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even as a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example to try new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light, I'm terrible at reading cursive. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. Must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Okay, that's cool. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I can't read cursive very well. I mean, I can read cursive, I'm terrible at it. Ah. Well, I just don't read scripts very often. And that's also because I can read cursive. My reading for cursive is terrible. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Woohoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, GG. Really? It's not. I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, the main character definitely did. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and expressions, or experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. That's true with my, poetry, particularly. So that's why we don't get into my poetry, back in the day. But yeah, I'm happy with my writing now. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Hey? It's nothing really. Yours is impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, GG. You don't have to. Aw, me too. And then Natsuki is the last one. Natsuki. I don't know if it's interchangeable. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't invoke my any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I want this main character to get smacked. Just Nami style. I'll pass. I think the main character deserves to get a little Nami smacked. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it! Can I take a picture of this one too? Because this one's another favorite. This one's another favorite of mine. Here. That one's another favorite of mine. Hold on, I want to check the chat to see if there's any. Okay, of course, there's no comments. So I was just checking to see if there was any comments. That's all. I love this poem. Maybe not as much as I love Sayori's first poem, but I love that poem. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I love that poem, Natsuki, or Natsuki, however it is you're supposed to pronounce it. I want to be respectful of you. I don't know if it's supposed to be Natsuki-chan, or if it's supposed to be Natsuki-chan, or if it's just Natsuki, or not just Natsuki. I don't know which. I want to be respectful to you. How do I know the Chan part? Like I said before, I watched sub version of One Piece a lot, so how I know, and yes, I'm assuming this takes place in Japan. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to assume. I really don't. But I don't know. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Yeah, I like it. Even the main character likes it. Even though if I think that the main character could be a piece of shit. But, you know, I like it. Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all I can't even speak. Sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Yes! Good on you, Natsuki! That was me trying to do like the clap. Back in, you know, when I was writing poems, everyone did the snap, 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 snap. So that's where I'm getting this from. That's me cheering on Natsuki, you know. Oh, that's something that my main character said. Whoops. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. That's very true. That's very, very, very true. I used to write like that too when I was younger. Or not write, but I used to talk like that when I was younger. I don't talk like that anymore now. I mean, I'll talk like that if I feel like I'm being pressured. So I would use that as like a self-defense mechanism. And that would be more like sarcasm. Yeah. But it's funny for everyone else that's not getting burned. In other words. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I make it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what I mean. That's what it means to be a pro. Can't read. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Also, it's midnight. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. I guess if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. You don't have mediocre writing abilities! I mean, the main character does. I don't. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows fury in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Do you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Well, if I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and GG did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And GG liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I meant. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that GG appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? I know. If I was full of myself, I would be deliberately going out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as GG started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. GG. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She could get over herself. Learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. Then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, GG. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, GG? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. I know stuff about writing. Natsuki, you're awesome with your punch back. This is what I would say. Natsuki, you're awesome with that punch back in the face. You know, that sarcasm. And then Yuri, your metaphor is amazing and it's awesome. Both of you have great writing styles, and you two should stick with your own writing styles. And like, you shouldn't try to like change each other. Like, appreciate each other a little bit. But whoever we're agreeing with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, and I forgot about this part. Well, yeah. I can't. And if it was me, I would say, hey. Both of you are great writing styles. Natsuki, you're great with in the punch face. Yuri, your metaphor is awesome. You know, both of you guys have great writing styles. That's what I would say, but it doesn't give me the option to say that. So I'll just go with Sayori. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? GG. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to inject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because you give so many feelings without just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Thank you, Sayori. I was gonna say that, but in a different way, in a different word, in a different form. But thank you. You said it, so I'm glad that that option was there. Everyone's so talented, so why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. She's gay. Lesbian. I'm not trying to laugh at that. I'm making fun of it without trying to make fun of it. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered experience. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. Vice. I'll whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, but I can organize things. But I'm not very good with people. That's me too. I'm not very good with people. Maybe I relate to Monica a little bit to that level. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own way, isn't it? Isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. GG, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. GG? Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Hehe. Sorry, beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I see why they make good friends with you. You know, Gigi, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think you getting along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone else likes you too. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the idea of this... Caught into the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. So it is based off of who you impress more of. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this live stream here because it's past midnight. I should be in bed. I should have been in bed, but you know, when I started this live stream, but it's Friday and I want to be more consistent with my live streams. I want to do more live streams. I want to have videos up and running more often, and I want to go back and editing live streams and doing all that good stuff, you know, as soon as I possibly can. So, you know, and if I can't, then I can't. I'm not going to be worried about it. But thank you all for watching today's live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Unleash the Beast and over and out.